Hi viewers, this is Salahuddin with lecture number 13. In the previous lecture we talked about Judge 1 and, and today's topic is Judge 2. We talked about Judge 1 whose reign starts from 14 to 1727, and then Judge 2's era started from 1627 to 1727 to 1760. We will talk about George II's character. We will talk about his life, and then we will talk about the prominent events that took place in the reign of George II. Basically, George II is the son of George I, the senior judge, and George II is the uh, elder son of George I, who come on the throne of England after his father. As we talked about that, George II's reign starts from 1727 to 1760. Uh, some important events that took place in the reign of George II are the Jacobite revolt of 1745, War of Jenkins's Year, and the War of Austrian Succession, or the Seven-Year War. We will also talk about these important events one by one in the coming lectures. First, coming to the topic George II, uh, how his early career in his early life, and then coming to the character of George II, and then the events that took place in the reign of George II from 1727 to 1760. Okay, coming to the topic, and the topic is George II. Early career of George II. How was his career? At the death of George I in 1727, his son George II succeeded him to the throne of England in the name of George II. He was 45 years of age. He could speak English very well, uh, and he could understand the political situation. Uh, he could understand the dynamics of the politics of that time in England, and he was well aware of the culture, the rituals, and the rights of the English people. Earlier, his father, he was ignorant of English language. He could not speak English language. He could not understand the political dynamics of the English so English society, and he was not aware of the culture, tradition, and rights of the English people. Uh, George too hated his father for these ills. Even he hated the prime minister of that time, Walpole, uh, because he got more influential in the affairs of the state. But due to George II's wife insistence, he could not remove him from his post. This is all about George II, his career. Some important events that took place in the reign of George II are as we talked about, the Jacobite revolt, the War of Jenkins' Year, and the Seven-Year War, or the War of Austrian Succession. The previous one was the Spanish succession we talked in the previous lectures. What characters did George to hate? He was good-natured man, but occasionally he could become stern and stubborn. He had great disliking for Prime Minister Walpole because he prevailed on the cabinet, and he thinks the Walpole will deprivate him. Uh, he was also a great fighter, and he could fight very well, and he also fought in the war of Austrian succession. Uh, Secondly, he had great liking for his uh, maternal state, that is Hanover, a state in Germany. And he had great liking for this state, and he he would try uh, to take all those effective measures where he can safeguard and protect the state of Hanover from the foreign interventions, from the secessionist movements. Even he fought many wars for the security and safety of that state, Hanover in Germany. Uh, thirdly, uh, we can say that he had a mixed personality. He had virtues as well as vices at the same time. He was brave on the one hand, on the second, he was also cowed because he could not raise his voice due to the Whig oligarchy, or the Whig due to the Whig dominancy in the House of Commons. And simply, if we say he was master of many virtues and at the same time slave of many vices. Uh, the important events that we talked about, about the that took place in the reign of George II, or the Jacobite revolt, the Jenkins Air War, and the Seven-Year War, or the War of Austrian Succession. First, coming to the first event, in the Jacobite revolt of 1745. This part of the question is really important, and many time question can be set and have been set it and set in from this question, that what were the causes of the Jacobite revolt, why the Jacobite revolt failed, and what is Jacobite revolt. We talked about Jacobite, and you will be listening this name, that who were Jacobites, what is the meaning of Jacobite. We talked that detail in the previous lectures. Jacobite, basically, the old pretenders, means the James II and his ancestors, including James I, Charles II, and Cromwell. The reign starts from that starts from 1603 to 1688. That reign is known as the Jacobite period. This is the second revolt, basically. The first revolt took place in 1714, that we talked in the previous lecture, and this second revolt that took place is in 1745. The Jacobites, actually, the leader of this revolution was Charles Edward, who was the son of James II, or the grandson of, or the grandson of, sorry, the son of James Edward and the grandson of James II, who is popularly known as the Old Pretender. Old Pretender means that they have the right to come on the throne of England, and this is their right to become king, and this was a kind of their property, and that was gifted by God, and that was a kind of their divine right being bestowed upon the Jacobites. Okay, the Charles Edward, who is the son of James Edward or the grandson of James II, he was the leader of this revolt. What were the causes of the revolt of 1745, mean Jacobite revolt? Uh, there are three main important causes of the Jacobite revolt. The first one, James Edward, like his father, regarded the English throne his right, and they would say that this is their right to rule the English people, and this is their right, that the divine right that that is being bestowed upon them to rule on the English, or to come on the throne of English. So, and secondly, they would say that their whole uh, pretenders, means James II, are the grandfather of Charles Edward, who was unconstitutionally dethroned. So, therefore, it is their right to come back on the throne of England. That unconstitutional dethroning of James II was probably the things often lurked in their mind to fight again, and to revolt from somewhere in the neighbor of the English. This was the first cause of the revolt. Second was Charles Edward, who was a great and zealous personality of 25 years age. He had great followers, a number of followers in Scotland, and he viewed that the Scottish Highlanders will help him, and they will support him, because most of the people in the Scotland, they were also Catholics, and this James Edward was also Charles Edward was also Catholics. So he viewed that those people who are religiously harmonious with Charles Edward will be supported by the Scottish Highlanders or the Scottish people. Uh, thus, he started struggle to and started fighting against the mm, George II. And the most important and third reason was the France. France wanted to decrease the power of England, and England was, of course, flourishing in all aspects of the life. And as such, France prompted the revolt in Scotland, and Charles Edward was leading the revolt, and France promised of all kind of support of this revolt. They will be provided with the ammunition, they will be provided with money and whatever they need to fight against George II or to come on the throne of England. So they shall be provided everything in this cause in order to decrease the power of England. But what happened at the end? They the Charles Edward, who came, who attacked the English from the Scottish side, and France had promised that he will be supported in all aspects, mean financially, by ammunition and by manpower. In manpower, even 15,000 soldiers were given in support to Charles Edward. But what happened at that time? Due to storm in the sea, the ships got wrecked, and the French failed to abide by this word. Means that support was not given at the end due to the wreckage of the ships, and that support that was promised to Charles Edwards was not given on the prime time to to fight the war against the English King George II. Uh, so this was the revolt, and the causes of the revolt. What were the main? mm, so these were the causes, but what were the reasons why this revolt got failed? Uh, First and important, uh, George the two and Fit the younger, previously the Fit elder and now the Fit the younger. He was the secretary of that time and very brutally suppressed the revolts. This was the first reason, and he mm, uh, high-handedly suppressed the revolts and brutally killed those revolutionary people. Secondly, the words or the promise that France had made with the Charles Edward was not given on time due to the catastrophic situation. And thirdly, the revolt was suppressed and brutally um, outweighed due to the supreme power of the navy as well as the supreme power of the army. So these were the causes, and these were the reasons why the Jacobite revolt took place, and how the the revolt Jacobite was uh, mm, suppressed effectively. So this is all about Judge 2 and his characters and the important events. This is the first event that we talked about in the next two events. We will talk it. We will talk on those in the coming lecture. So thank you for watching the video. And if there is any question, you must ask in the comment section. And if there is anything regarding this revolt in your mind, you must ask and you must comment in the section. So thank you so much for watching the video.